Good morning, everybody. This is Silk. We are doing Operation View to Kill. This is a recap here for turn 18. Pretty pivotal turn. Lots and lots and lots of stuff going on. And we'll talk about sudden death and all sorts of things here. So let's get going. There is a little bit of housekeeping we got to do, most of which was my fault, unfortunately. So back when I did this fight in Formosa, if you watched it, there was this part where I thought there was an infantry there, and then I thought, maybe convinced myself maybe there wasn't. Kind of went back, and there was. So we did some off turn dice rolling, and because of that, we had to make some different decisions, of course, and stuff. So Great Britain does win this fight in Formosa. We do kill everything that was there at a horrific cost. I literally lose everything but a single fighter to win that fight. Just terrible. You know, life is what it is. So that's what happened there. And then on the subsequent American turn, America comes in, and this infantry here that was sitting in Sumatra comes in. He lands on Formosa and gives it to the KMT. Now, in 4.0, he would have been bounced to nearest friendly territory, which would have been here. But in 4.1, that's been changed, that he instead non-combat moves to a transport. So he's stuck there with the other British transport, and you can bet Bruce is going to send both those to the bottom here pretty quickly. Meanwhile, for the KMT, just a slight change. Instead of all the units grouping up here in Szechuan with the fighters and all of that, they instead are going to group up in Shanghai. So instead of a combat stack here, you're going to have a combat stack here. There's 2 militia. Is there anyone? Yeah, I think that was probably from Gen Z. 2 militia, 3 infantry, 2 AAA, and the 2 tacticals, the 2 medium bombers, and this is the KMT's medium factory that they got when they evolved. So that's that big change. Other than that, I don't believe there was any other actual. Oh, and my income. My income is 59. I had declared that when I ended my turn there. Yeah, for Great Britain, they are making money, but they're running out of points. Okay, so let's chat points. So end game die did come up as game end. Somewhat kind of as expected. Usually, I mean, game usually ends on 17, 18, or 19. It's pretty rare that you see it go past that. Again, unless you have a sudden death scenario, which is what we have here. So the Germans and the Japanese have their 7 points. They've got Europa. I got it again. They've got Lamp Wall there. They have. That's probably the only point they have there. Yeah, they've got Atlantic Wall. They then have their 5 cities, and then Japan, with all these wonderful capital ships, of course, still has Kita Patai. They've got many capital ships there, the capital ships here, like plenty. So there's their 7. The Allies only have 6. We have the railroad in Africa. We have the KMT evolving, and then we have Triumph of Capitalism. So, and then we have 3 cities. So that's 3 plus 3 is 6. And then the Soviets also have 7. It's a little bit of why I thought they might have taken a shot at Istanbul last turn. They've got their 2 cities. They then get another one for having all of their cities. They have their tech point, so that gets them to 4. And then this is worth 2, so that gets them to 6. Then they've got Helsinki, so that's 7. So Istanbul is their game-winning point there. That'll take them to 8. And you're also probably going to see the Axis take this, so that they can go to 8, or at least try to. They may not. They may try to wait another turn. That is still pretty nasty fight there. We'll see how they deal with it if they try to wait one more turn to get 2 more armor there, or if they go ahead and swing and get the 8 point. If they do, it kind of comes where they do that. That kind of compels the Soviets to come here, and things kind of start to work their way from there. Japan could attempt to take the Dutch East Indies again. That would give them a point. That's a little bit of why. Oh, that's one other bit of cleanup. My 2 coastal guns went down here in Malaya because I'm trying to slow down Japan after I lost all my Air Force. Because there's a chance here that these guys could cause me some stress. Although there is a nice fat U.S. Navy here. Japan's gonna have a lot of choices. Kind of a little curious to see if Bruce decides to do a video like he did last time, which you haven't seen. His Turn 18 preview was amazing, where he kind of laid out, here's 7 different fights I can do. We'll see which ones I pick, but he really kind of showed off all his choices. And kind of likewise, this turn he's got a lot of choices. He's got targets in China he can go take after. He can mess with Caroline. He can take a swing at this U.S. fleet. He can go after this fleet. He can go after. He can't target these subs, but he's got like 3 different places with the U.S. he can mess with. He can come after the British. He can go after the DEI. He can go after China. Just kind of all around. He has all these different kind of targets of opportunity. It'll be really interesting to see what he picks. But now that China has evolved, keeping his Chinese territory is going to be way harder now that the KMT has lost attack weakness. They're going to be in a much better place to actually just fight for the Chinese coastline. So his money is going to get tight, but the game might end, so it just may not matter, right? Like that's how that works. Malta is still incredibly secure. There's just a massive amount of troops there. And this fleet's still really, really pretty strong. US and UK can't really deal with that just yet. But they're getting there. They're getting closer. It's not quite unstoppable. I think you're going to see the Soviets come after Istanbul. But same thing, they may decide, because they've got a giant stack of I didn't move that. All these guys. All these mechs are sitting here, ready to go. So he's going to be able to, if he doesn't take Istanbul this turn, he's going to be able to crush it massively next turn. But there may not be a next turn, right? That's the fun part about sudden death. So basically with sudden death, the game ends as soon as any one faction is winning by 1 point. There is nothing else to it. It's very final in that regard. Like you either just win or you don't kind of thing. If the game's still a tie, we'll play another turn. If it's not a tie, the game's over. Like it's just that simple. So you'll see much more dramatic moves in a sudden death game than you do in a game that still has the variable end die. Because people can make some decision saying, hey, maybe the dice will be nice to me and the game won't end. Well, that's no longer an option. There is no game may end. Like if the Axis go to 8 points, something has to be done to kind of restore the balance, so to speak, or the Axis win. If the Soviets go to 8 points, something has to be done to stop the Soviets, or game ends. So it's a much different kind of scenario there. We'll see what happens. I think that's it. Japan's under a lot of pressure, but still has a lot of choices. Malta's pretty solid. Mediterranean will eventually give away, but the game may end before that happens. Likewise, we're kind of opening up a new front here up in Helsinki, but the game may end before that becomes, anything the Russians have to worry about. And the Germans, whose turn I got to place, because they got a bunch of units there, will eventually be able to threaten Romania. So that'll become a Soviet problem. But they can't deal with it now, right? That's still like 1 or 2 turns away before they'll be able to do that. And so kind of in that process, you're going to see a lot of sort of shifting and high-stakes fighting here. So should be a really, really good time. I've played a few games of Sudden Death Global War, and it is really tense and lots of fun. Definitely not something you can plan for, just something you kind of fall into sometimes. So that's all I got. Everybody enjoy your day here. Big old football day. And if you have any questions, just drop them in there, and we'll take them one by one. Everybody have a great day, and take care.